Let's interview here with Senator Terrence Positive Nelson, now being called the Ganja Senator.
Well, I guess they have taken my position on the support for legalization or decriminalization, and if such have wanted to brand me as such, I'll accept that.
You seem to have led the move towards decriminalizing, to have legislation to decriminalize the use of marijuana in the Virgin Islands.
Yes, there's actually two approaches we're working on right now. One is that we're looking at medicinal marijuana, and we've made that measure is on the ballot to be voted on, whether or not to allow the Virgin Island legislature to create legislation to allow. And the two, we just passed just yesterday a measure to decriminalize marijuana in the territory, and that means lower the penalty from a criminal offense to a civil offense, yes.
So when does that become effective then?
Well, it actually has not passed. It has not become law yet. It passed out of committee. It has another committee to go through, and then the committee of the whole before it comes law. So I suspect by the end of this year, by the end of this term, we should have some legislation which will allow at least decriminalize marijuana. And again, this is a national trend and it's began by law enforcement professionals because of the cost of incarcerating and adjudicating individuals for that infraction.
Of course, our concern at the Caribbean Tourism Organization is the whole issue of tourism and whether or not the Caribbean should do that. As the Secretary General says, we don't know the policy, but the discussion has started. What do you make of the discussion introduced by the CTO on the subject of medical tourism with marijuana as part of it?
Well, I'm happy to hear the Caribbean organization having this, Caribbean Tourism Organization having this discussion, because let's face it, the Caribbean is known for marijuana cultivation. Our atmosphere, our culture, it's accustomed to this, and to take advantage of the medicinal approach, since mainstream America has and modern medicine and the AMA have accepted the medicinal value of marijuana. It only makes sense, since we have, to be frankly honest, I want the Caribbean to adopt this as a Caribbean commodity, and this can be the revenue source for the infrastructure needed throughout the Caribbean island nations, which needs the infrastructure to encourage tourism. So it goes hand in hand. It's already common in this territory, in the region, and to now bring it above board and take the revenue resources off of it, to then help us with our infrastructure improvements, it just makes common sense and dollars and cents.
Where do you suggest then that the CTO should go from here?
I believe the CTO should endorse it. The CTO, they do not pass policy, but the CTO should say to the ministers of CARICOM that we probably need to carefully look at policies which will allow for the industry to exist. I personally hope that they establish a Caribbean cannabis trade organization, so we can be supplementing the states with organically grown marijuana. States have already accepted this. They need supplemental growers. We have the weather to allow us to have about 3 or 4 beautiful crops per year, unlike many of these U.S. destinations. So I think we need to position ourselves to take advantage of it.
Thank you very much, Senator.
Thank you so kindly.